Hi everyone, Thyself Alchemist here. In today's reading, it's going to be a past life reading, and the question is, were you a witch or a mage in your past life? Were you a witch in your past life? So, I'll pick one card for you here. Okay. So, the answer is yes. The answer is yes, so you were a witch or a mage or an occult practitioner in your past life. Here, the Hierophant card showed up. So, you emerged in this occult, witchcraft, alchemy, whatever resonates with you, but you were definitely a witch in your previous life, and it was not just part of your life, it was your life. You practiced it every day, you helped others doing it, you did it for others, you researched your own potions and rituals, and you were practicing the craft. You were practicing it every single day. It was who you are. So here, Queen of Swords. So I see here that you were, not only you were a witch or an occult practitioner, but you were involved in practicing this witchcraft for, it's almost, you also did some things that were harmful, but it was in the name of righteousness and justice. It doesn't mean that necessarily that whatever you did was good. I see that you use witchcraft to maybe harm others, to harm other people, or to cause harm to other people. But it was because these people who you harmed were not good people. And the only way to defend yourself or to defend the people that were around you, the people that you cared for, was to harm them by the use of witchcraft or alchemy. Be it hexing, used to hex them, or do rituals, or invoke spirits and demons that helped you to cause harm to these people. And this was normal back in the day. It was normal because witches, they were such beautiful, powerful, smart people. And it could be, by the way, either a male or a female. Here, witch doesn't mean that, I don't mean it as just like for females. It could be for any gender. But back in the day, this was necessary because there was a huge persecution, and like people were just trying to kill and get rid of witches that existed. The church and royalties and a lot of people who were rich, a lot of people who had control, were trying to get rid of witches. And the only way to fight back was to hex, to do rituals, to invoke demons. That was the only way to fight back. So yes, you caused some harm. I see some killings, some murders, but it was necessary. It was necessary. Here, it's unfortunately this drama or this struggle that you were going through in your previous life to defend yourself and defend others, kind of hold you. It was holding you back. It was not allowing you to improve your craft. I see that you were trying to build your own I see either a book or scripts or manuscripts or your own potions. You're trying to develop something new to revolutionize the world, to help the world. But these witch hunts and these people who are trying always to, they were attacking you, they were after you, it was holding you back. So you were trying to work and move on with your craft, but unfortunately you didn't succeed. You didn't succeed because you were preoccupied with defending yourself. Yeah, and that didn't lead you anywhere. It didn't lead you anywhere. It's almost like you were stuck into just defending yourself and defending others, defending yourself and defending others all the time, which is very unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. There's another card here. Yeah, so like all the research and all the like you were doing the research and the things that you've been studying and whatever you were trying to accomplish, it didn't get any value, it didn't get any recognition, it didn't get any movement forward. And these are all confirmations of what I was just mentioning earlier. It's because you just didn't have the opportunity, you didn't have the chance. And these lifetimes, don't be scared or disappointed of these lifetimes. Sometimes we have to go through these lifetimes to learn the lesson, to learn that sometimes fighting back is through knowledge, it's not through blood. That's fighting back is through being silent, not by blood. Fighting through blood and through violence, it is sometimes it depends case by case, right? But back in the day, I see that it was necessary because times have changed. It's very different right now. But maybe that lifetime was a lesson for you. So in this lifetime, you realize that fighting back or getting your rights comes through knowledge, through wisdom, through being silent, through being daring, to dare, to know, and to be silent. So so this is, don't be disappointed or don't feel like this lifetime was like a mess or it was a crappy lifetime. It was a kind of a very stressful, it was a painful, stressful kind of lifetime, but it was necessary. Let me tell you which era this lifetime happened. Which era? So here, I see it was around the 11th century. So the 11th century, this happened a long time ago. So it was around the 11th century. That's when this happened. And this is a confirmation again, because I as I was shuffling, I picked a card, and I had this message that came to me that it was definitely a female, it was a woman. And again, the Justice card here as you see, a female figure. So even if you're watching this and you're a man, regardless of your gender, if this reading resonates with you, it means that in that lifetime you were reincarnated as a woman, as a female witch or a female occult practitioner. So it's confirmation. But it was around the 11th century, and you can only imagine what witches and people like us went through back then. So we are born in this lifetime in a very in a much better era where we still people, you're still gonna get some opinionated people who have their own opinions about these kind of practices, the metaphysical, occult, spiritual, witchcraft. But trust me, back then it was much rougher, it was much harder. So I'm gonna pull another card to just see what's the lesson to be learned. Oh, all right. So the Tower card jumped here. So in this lifetime, the lesson to be learned is that this tower was in your previous life, the previous lifetime where you were a witch. It was a tower. It was all about a lot of hardships and negative things and cruelty and despair and a lot of horrifying things. But the lesson to be learned is that that happened before, and in this lifetime, with this card that I pulled here, it's time to. I see here almost the message is, what I hear is, do not repeat the cycle. Do not repeat the cycle. I'm not saying that the same lifetime will manifest as in the 11th century, because of course the world we live in is very different with technology and whatnot, with how everything is. But do not repeat the cycle as, do not approach whatever you're practicing right now in the occult. Do not approach it as back in that lifetime where it's all about violence, hexing, defending, protecting, because in this lifetime things are different. So try to approach things very differently. Try to approach them differently. And yeah, it's time to hear the strength card reversed. So the strength that you feel that was taken away from you in the past life, it's time to regain it here. It's time to do different approaches. So the strength is not wasted. You don't feel like, all right, I'm just gonna hex this person, I'm just gonna do this and do that, I'm gonna defend myself, and then you're not going anywhere again with it. You're not going anywhere, because we have to remember that these occult practices that we do, that you do, that I do, alchemy, witchcraft, spirituality, and so on and so forth, all of these practices, they only have one goal. And you know what that goal is to remember who we are, is to know who we truly are, is to stand in our power. Because that's the goal here, is to remember who we truly are, transcending this physical form. And again, alchemy, the purpose of alchemy is to embody the spirit within us. So how can we embody the spirit? How can we embody the spiritual realm within us, which is the physical realm? And we can only do that by remembering who we are and by approaching things from a very wise and smart way. And how do we become wise? How do we become smart? Is by doing our homework, by researching, by reading, by practicing every day. Sometimes you don't even have to read. Sometimes just by practicing your crafts, you become wise, you become smart. And that leads you to stand in your power, to know who you are. And that's how you can manifest miracles in your life, because you become the creator and you become aware that you are the creator, because we are all creators, but very, very, very few people are aware that they are the creators. So in this lifetime, the lesson here is to approach things differently, to practice your craft, to do you. Do you. Mind your own business and do you. Don't go around try to prove things. There's nothing to prove. There's nothing to prove. You did it in your previous life. It was tough. It was hard. It was terrifying. In this lifetime, do you. Focus on yourself. And everything else will follow through. And one last card for you to end this reading. Once you do what I just mentioned, you're going to regain your strength. You're going to become the master, and everything you've been looking for is going to align, and you will become the witch you're supposed to be. You will become the alchemist you're supposed to be. You will become the occultist you're supposed to be. You're going to regain your strength. But it's time to approach things differently and not repeat cycles. After all, these lives that we have, when we're reincarnated, it's to learn. It's to learn and listen and to grow as a spirit. To grow as a spirit and as a human being. We don't want to repeat a lifetime that we've had before, because it becomes wasteful. So that's the message here. I hope it helps, and I'll see you in the next video.